Everybody, it's your friend James Shaw. Thanks so much for joining us. We're doing what we always do, which is talk to elite people who are doing elite things. And I've had the joy of meeting someone who is elite and becoming even more elite by the day. And that's Rico. What's up, Rico? How you doing, man?
What's going on, sir? Good to finally meet you. Good to be on here. Super excited.
I'm glad you're here. You've been on the pivot call for a while, and you spoke up one day on the pivot call, and I'm like, we need to learn more about this guy because you've got a great story that you've authored and are authoring, and I'm just proud to interview you about it. But tell everybody just a little bit about you, who you are, where you are, how long you've been in the business. Give us just the quick bio, Rico.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Rico Roberts. I'm located in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm actually in the Northeast Side office now. I just started in real estate August 1st was my very first day. And now we are in May 6th. So super excited. The journey has been amazing. The people that I have met has been on a whole nother level. And the things that I'm learning, my goal is to be 1% better every single day. I took bold would really put me on a whole nother level. So everything that I'm doing now, I believe is everything that I deserve and everything that I'm wanting for years to come.
Yeah, you're doing the work. There's no doubt about it, Rico. You got licensed in August of 2023. Now we're in May of 2024, and you're making incremental progress as you go. My understanding is when you got your license, the first thing you did though was before you went out and sold, you spent some time learning. Some people got to go out and sell right away. You invested time in learning. So even though you got your license in August, when would you say you really got started as a practitioner in the business?
Yeah, I did spend the first 3 to 4 months learning. I did not do any activities. I sat in the classroom every single day, came to every single script practice. My very first open house wasn't until October 1st is when I really, really started getting into the field. And ever since then, I have not stopped. And I
Yeah,
never
in fact,
stopped learning.
you just you're in it. Well, you've wrapped up a challenge of 100 open houses in 100 days, and you're keeping it going. And that's what we're talking to you about is this 100 open houses. But I want to go a little more background. So you are out doing your thing, but then eventually you started getting on the calls we do in Pivot Shift Ahead. That's my Facebook group, and we do a mastermind call every single morning, and you're basically on every morning now. But when did you start, and how did you find out about the group?
Yeah, I would not lie to you. So I did not know anything about the group the first 3 months. There was a lady that was in my center that introduced me to this call. Her name is Rebecca. And she was the first person who taught me everything about real estate. And I got on this call in November, and I have not been off this call ever since. I did not speak the first couple months because I just felt like I did not have enough value to give. So all I did was sit in the background, listen to all the ideas you kept giving out,
Mm-hmm.
blessing baskets, open houses. There's no business. Why are we not at an open house every single day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I didn't want to speak up and say anything like that. So I was like, let me just take the action and let's see what happens. So what I did was January 19th is when I started my challenge. I was like, you know what? Let me get in the open house every single
Well,
day.
real quick, what prompted you, because you're going to tell us about it, but what prompted you to
Mhm.
decide to do this challenge? Because it is true that I've said on this call, look, if you have no business and things are really tough, then the fastest way to get in front of people is just do an open house every day. And
Yep.
and I toss stuff out there, but Rico, I don't expect anyone's going to go do it. Why are you actually out there doing what we're telling people to do, Rico?
Yeah, I mean, look, we could talk about all kinds of things that work for whoever, but there's just certain things that do not work for me. I am not a physical person, right? And you talk about those too. There's certain things I listen to everything you're saying, but there's only certain things that I put into implementing that I know will work for me and will make me more comfortable. The reason why I really started doing the challenge is because I am in a city where I don't know anyone out here, right? So, what's the best thing to do? Get out here and go find people. My coach tells me that all the time, right? He tells me, why would you sit in the office for 6 to 7 hours? There's nobody coming to the office no more nowadays. Go sit at a brand new construction site for 6 to 7 hours and see how many people you reach. So I took that same mind frame, was like, why don't I go and sit in an open house vacant for 6 to 7 hours a day? And let's see what happens. And that's how I took that approach.
Well, it's working for you. So let's talk about your system because some people are hearing this and going, whoa, but it's really built the pipeline. Tell us a little bit about what happened closing wise for you in April and kind of what's pending moving forward.
Yeah. Oh, I'm super excited. So, pending. So right now, I just closed three in April. My goal before I finish May, I should have 6 closings under my belt. Mind you, this challenge did not start until January 19th, and this is May 6th, right? So 4 to 5 months worth of work. So I have 56 people currently right now that are in pipeline getting their credit fixed, financially, whatever the reason is. However, I'm sitting here waiting 56. I got things to do. Whenever they're ready, they'll and they'll bonus for me. So I'm still doing open houses every single day. I'm still out here looking for businesses, and I separate my customers between a B, and a C customer. If it's an A customer, we're going to go ahead and handle it right now. B's and C's, we'll put them on a drip campaign and come back to them later.
So no business basically for months. You decide to start doing the challenge in January, and then April and May, a total of 6 transactions in 2 months. That's what I call gradual and then sudden. It's a lot of work without a lot of result, but then boom, it starts to show up. So I want you to walk us through your 100-day challenge. How do you pick a house? What's your process when you do one? How does it work? How many days do you have that house open? Like, walk us through it. So first is picking a house. Tell us about how you pick a house.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 6 strategies on how to do it. Number one is all about picking the right house. Okay. You cannot just be doing any houses. Trust me. I did houses that didn't have no electric. I did $500,000 houses that were not presentable. You cannot just be out here picking anything. So for the first thing, you need to be very strategic on what you're doing. You need to pick the right house, right? I cannot tell you what the right house is for you. It's whatever you think is the right house for that client. Okay. In Columbia, South Carolina, I get more attractions for houses that are between 250,000 and 300 than I would someone who's at 400,000 and 500,000. So price point is very, very big. So that's number one. It's all about picking the right house. Number two, it's all about creating the marketing materials, right? Marketing is free. We should not be spending a lot of money. I do paid ads for open houses. I do not spend more than $20. That's probably the max that I will spend on a lead for an open house, plus the snacks that I'll get. So altogether, I'll say I'll spend about $25 to $30 on an open house, and that will last me over the next 3 to 4 weeks, right? That's number two. Number three, invite your database. I think this is huge, right? I handle so many people that are first-time home buyers who are always looking. Invite your database. That is the easiest touch you can do. Hey, this is Rico with Keller Williams. I just wanted to invite you to my open house this weekend that's coming up. It's from 12 to 3. It has everything you told me that you wanted, and I think this will be a great fit for you. Boom. Now I just got that many more people coming into my open house. And this is someone that I already know likes me and trusts me. So it's just a touch. Number four, post on social media. I think this is a really, really big one. It's free. Why would you not post? I post twice a day. So my post starts on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I'll post one time in the morning, one time at night. Same way as Thursday, same way as Friday. Friday, we will be door knocking. So any house that you have for Saturday and Sunday, you will be door knocking on Friday. My door knocking process is 50 doors to the left, 50 doors to the right. Now, I'm more strategic with it now, is where I'm taking new hires, brand new hires that are into the business. I put under my wing and I take them with me to go door knock, because it becomes that much more comfortable for me to door knock because I have someone else that's there. So nowadays, I don't do 100 doors. Now I'm at 200 doors. I do 100, my new hire does 100. And that's how I teach them. So that's number four. Number five, door knock. It's huge. And I just talked about that a little bit. You can get more clients off of door knocking than you can at your open house, right? All you're doing is you're coming from contribution. Hey, good afternoon. My name is Rico. I'm having an open house at 123 Main Street. I just wanted to invite you out if you want to come and bring some family and friends over, right? Or, hey, good afternoon. My name is Rico. I'm having an open house at 123 Main Street. I would love for you to come out and pick out your neighbors before we start picking them out for you. It's a simple conversation. All you're doing is coming for contribution. You're not soliciting, you're not selling, you're just saying, hey, I have an open house. Would you please come out? That's it, right? And number six, and this is the last part. It's all about going big, setting up the signs, arriving early, and hosting the open house. You cannot go to the open house at 12 o'clock if it starts at 12. You need to be there at 11. You need to have the signs up. You need to have your stuff up. You need to have your MLS sheets up, some water, something to drink, right? Have the door open, have the flags open. Anytime anyone sees any of my open houses, right? There's 25 to 40 signs out. There's flags hanging everywhere, and there's balloons. So if you ever pass by one of my open houses, you don't have a choice but to stop. It's so many things going on at one time. You're like, man, I gotta see what's going on there, right? And then I have 10 signs that are on the streets, so 5 on each side. So you have to think about logically. If I'm driving 50 miles per hour and you have one sign up, how likely am I to to make that right? Not really, right? Because I'm going so fast. But if I'm going 50 miles per hour and I see 5, 10 signs lined up, I'm going to read at least one or two of them and be like, man, let me slow down real quick and see what's going on, right? So that's what I really think it's all about. You have to advertise. You need to be taking these open houses and acting them like they are your listings, and that you need to be doing more advertising than a listing agent. 95% of people that reach out to me all think that all the open houses that I'm doing are all mine, and they're not. They're just listings that I'm using from my office from other agents that I'm asking if I can use their house to host an open house.
And now you have agents actually asking you, hey, can you do an open house at my listing? Like
yes.
happening. Okay, a couple of points of clarity then. This is great. This 100 days of open houses is a open house every day. But what you gave us is the lead gen play that you're doing around each open house. Is that right?
Correct. So an open house is not a part-time job. This is still a full-time job. So I'll give you an example. If I have an open house this weekend, which is a Saturday and Sunday, on Monday, I'm looking for a house. Like today, I need to find a house for this weekend. Tomorrow, I will be going out to that neighborhood and letting neighbors know, hey, I will be having an open house this weekend at one of your neighbors' house. I will be back Friday to bring you a couple things to invite you out. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, we are advertising. Like I told you earlier, we should advertise twice. You could do a paid ad, $20, advertise it for 4 days, right? Then Wednesday, 2 posts, one in the morning, one at night, talking about your open house. Thursday, morning post, night post. Friday, morning post, night post. Friday, you will be door knocking. So I usually door knock around 2 o'clock and put my signs out. So that way, when people get off work on Friday, they could already see the signs and get prepared for Saturday. Friday, I will knock. If you answer your door, I'm talking to your door because you get that message one way or another, right? That's Friday. Saturday morning, we'll get there 1 hour early. I will set everything up and wait on people to come. 9 out of 10 times, people are already waiting on me to come because I did so much advertising the day before. I put 25 to 40 signs out everywhere, main streets, highways, the regular streets, neighborhoods, subdivisions. Make sure that you understand where you're putting them because we do have counties in this area where they will take your signs. So just know where you're putting them. But advertising is everything.
So it's a full week play. The open house is over the weekend, but you've got steps Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday leading up to it to make sure you get great results. Over this 100 days, you've gotten great results. I'm curious about what lessons have you learned?
Oh, okay. So I learned a couple of. So number one is slow down, right? I had to calm down. These open houses, you will not have 20 to 30 people every single day. You will have 3 to 4 days where there's nobody that will come. But you will have a weekend where you have 30 people come. It will all come out at the end, right? I think this also taught me a lot of patience as well, where I had to calm down a little bit because I was so eager and so fast. Like, I need this gone. I need this gone. I need to do this, right? But then I also learned a lot more than that. I learned how to overcome more hesitations because every time somebody will tell me something where I cannot get their information, I will bring it back to my coach. Hey, this is the hesitation they gave me. How would you go against this? Right? My coach will send me down. Okay, here's the script. This is how you get them. Got it. Right? And then I'll go back and do it. On top of that, I will let my coach know everything that I'm doing. So what he would do is he would send people to my open houses that I wouldn't even know just to see if I'm doing everything correctly, right? So I would have an accountability partner who would come and shadow, but he would never, it's like a secret shopper, right? They come in and they check to see if you're doing everything correctly. And my coach was doing me like that. And I didn't even know that. He told me at the end, he was like, hey, I have people come by and you're still doing everything the right way, right? So I think it's all about understanding that accountability partner, which is my coach. I think he helps me with a lot with the things that I do and puts me in the right places.
That's really good. That's a great accountability partner. There's a bold law, and you've taken bold. There's a bold law that says don't mistake movement for achievement.
Yep.
And it would be easy in an open house to mistake movement for achievement. Hey, I
Yep.
knocked all these doors, I put it on my signs, I did this. But that may not mean you're winning. How do you tell the difference between movement and achievement when it comes to open house results?
Yeah, great question. I think it's all about measuring, right? You got to measure your results. I follow my 411 every single day, right? I might not get the results today, but did I do enough work for the week? So I use command at a very, very high level because my coach, that's how he holds me accountable. So there's a system that we use. It's called Sisu. Basically, it tracks all of your numbers and everything you did for the week. So sometimes I feel really, really bad for the week, and I'm like, I did not do enough. But I'll go back and look at my numbers and track and be like, wow, I had 200 conversations. I had 10 appointments and 8 people signed. I didn't have a bad week. So I think it's all about tracking your results and understanding what you're doing. Because if you're not tracking what you're doing, you're just going to be spinning your wheel.
You got to keep score, otherwise you don't know if you're winning or not. This is really good. I'm proud to know you, but you are a get after it kind of guy. You don't settle, and this started. You bought your first house at what, 22?
Yeah. So this started early. So I know I just got into the game early, but I actually been doing real estate. I bought my very first property at 22 years old. It was a duplex. I bought it for 1,000. At that time, I was working at a call center. So all I needed to do was bring 3% down, which is $3,500. About $3,500
Okay, time
down.
out, time out, time out. I just want to make sure I got it. You bought a duplex, cost $100,000. You needed
Yep.
3.5% down. You're working at a call center, so you put $3,500 down, but you rented out the duplex both sides.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. So what's so crazy is I never lived in the duplex. Never. I didn't even the only times I ever been in my duplex is to flip it to put a new renter in. I have never even lived in my duplex. As soon as I got it, I rented it out because so I was living downtown at a loft, and my loft was about
You were
$900
renting
a
this
month.
loft, by the way. You were renting
Renting
it.
my loft
Yeah.
downtown, yes. So I bought the condo and I was charging them 1,000 a month on each side. So they would pay for my rent and I would pay for my mortgage. Plus, I had money to the side at 22 years old, and that's how I got into the game.
Now you give yourself a birthday gift every year.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. So yes, every single year on my birthday, I buy myself a vacant house every single year. So I've been doing it for the past 8 years. We are not slowing down, and we are not going to be changing anything anytime soon. I think this is the best decision I have ever made, and the legacy is coming, and I'm building it.
It started with $3,500. That's what it
That's it.
started with, and now you own 8 properties. 5 of them are Airbnbs. When's your birthday?
January 11th.
All right, so you bought one already this year,
Yep.
and you can buy me one too if you want. August 4th is my birthday if you want to buy me one. But Rico, what has that taught you? Buying a house every year on your birthday for 8 years. What have you learned from that?
Yeah, I think it taught me how to be humbled a lot. You know, I am a landlord. I started very early. I was a landlord at 22 years old. I done ran into so many hesitations, so many issues, and it helped me, I think, become the person that I am because I had to deal with all of that early. I'm 30 now, and I've been, in the real estate game for 8 years. I officially became a real estate license agent because I just really love what I do. Just being really, really honest with you, I don't really look at this as work. I look at it as I'm serving my people, I'm taking care of my people, and the rest will come for me. And that's how I really look at it. I've been wanting this for a really, really long time. And now I think it's time for me to make the biggest impact I have ever made before.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you're 30 years old and own eight properties and are building a successful business. And you did it because you needed to get into action. The business wasn't where you wanted it to be at the end of last year. You had to get into action. There are many people watching this who are disappointed in their results, who feel like they might be struggling, who are, I don't know, feeling a bit lost maybe with the way their business is right now. What advice would you give them?
So I think it all starts off with your morning routine, right? You get out, you got to get up early and you have to speak positivity into your head. I get up every single morning and I say, today's going to be a phenomenal day. I expect something great to happen for me today. I think it all starts off with how you start your mornings. Then go to the gym and then I hop on your calls. It's all about having a system, right? If you have a system and you know what you're doing, you know your goals, you have a coach, you're locked in every single day, there should be no distraction. I'm so busy right now where I don't even have distractions. But that's because I follow my 411, I set my goals and I go after it. I'm very consistent, right? And consistency is, I think it really, all it really is just discipline over time. If you just discipline yourself over time every single day, at the end of the day, your results will be consistency because you're doing the same thing every single day. You don't have room, you don't have a reason not to do it. I think the biggest thing is your why. What is your why? Why are you doing this? And if your why is not big enough, you'll never go after it. I can sit here and motivate you all day long. I can sit here and tell you my strategy and what works for me. But if you're not motivated and you don't know the why, you wouldn't go at this as hard as going. Right? You don't understand where I came from and what I had to go through and why I'm going so hard. So I think if you know your why, you understand what your why is, you get your discipline under control, you get you a nice little routine, everything else will come in play. You have to be positive. Negative happens to everybody, but how do you shift that and get right back into your lane? And we talk about that almost every day on your morning calls.
Yeah, we do. And thanks for making the Pivot Shift Ahead call part of your morning. And somebody who's watching, if you're not part of it, we do it. Zoom room opens at 7:30. Call officially starts at 8 o'clock Eastern. We do it inside the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group, or you can go to my website and get a link to get on Zoom, jamesdshaw.com. Rico, you're awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing with us. Congratulations on what you've already built and what you are building. And we're excited to see what's ahead for you. Thank you, friend.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you.